Yeah, I mean, that's the way, I've always been amazed at football. There used to be a basketball coach, I'm not going to say his name, years ago. He's no longer coaching. And it's when I first got into business, he used to say, a guy would commit, he'd say, that's great, now it's down to two, me and you. I would say in basketball, there is no question a gentleman's whatever. I will not recruit anybody who's committed.
Like nationally or just
Never,
in the SEC, period?
Ever,
okay.
ever. And that's kind of a thing that goes on in basketball. And I have the right to recruit, but I think it's kind of an unwritten, unspoken law in basketball that once a guy's committed, that's it. And I would say, and I have not done this, but I know coaches will do this. If a guy is committed to a school and there's another school trying to change or break that commitment, the school he's committed to will call up the coach and say, hey, what are you doing? This guy's already made a decision. He's already coming to our school. He shouldn't commit anywhere if he's not really sure, but it just seems like that's what goes on. And I don't know enough of kind of the unspoken rules or laws in recruiting, so to speak, in football. But I do know in talking to the coaches that have been here, there's certainly other schools that do that. And I don't know that, but in basketball, it's just a different mindset.
Why do you think it is different between the two sports?
I really don't know. I don't know what the reason is or why that is. I really don't. It's just that's just kind of the way it is. It's just my philosophy is, and probably just being involved in basketball, I've developed that philosophy just being around basketball. Now maybe if I was recruiting in football, I'd have a different mental or a personal view on it. But if a player, for instance, I'll give you an example. Al Horford, perfect example. Al Horford committed to Michigan, and I had a person very close to Al in the recruitment said that he felt like he made a mistake and he would like to come to Florida. And I said, I'm not going to recruit him. I'm not going to recruit him. The only way that I would recruit him is that if he calls up the coach at Michigan and tells him that he is decided to open up his recruitment. But I'm not going to talk to you about Florida. I'm not going to talk about anything. It's got to be his decision. And then Al obviously did that. But I'm not going to pick up the phone and talk to a kid that's already committed somewhere and tell him why he shouldn't go there and he's making a mistake there. Now, there's kids that, decommit all the time. I mean, Austin Rivers had decommitted to us last year. He decided to open up his recruitment. I think every kid's got that priority. I don't know if other schools were tampering with Austin or not, or talking to him. I have no idea. But it's just like one of those things where I just don't do that. And I think that I would say that most of college basketball coaches don't do the same. Do not do that. Once a guy's committed, I would say that's across the board generally the consensus.